Fire, 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 fire.
Alright, let's watch this. What's going on? Oh.
For the past 2 weeks, pretty much every screen that I own has been taken over by one person. The man, the myth, the Giga Chad himself, Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, somehow Resident Evil Requiem recently came out and it is pretty great. Capcom absolutely cooked. They sold 5 million copies in 5 days, and they've confirmed that DLC is on the way.
Gooning works. Attractive men are allowed to be in video games.
To finish my 5th playthrough. Yes, my 5th, using almost exclusively the RPG as Leon because I just unlocked unlimited ammo for it. And even though I have a ton of thoughts about the game itself, this video isn't really about RE9. It is about the massive double standard of some of the people celebrating Leon the hardest right now. The thirst articles, the journalists who need to be hosed down like overheated zoo animals.
I'm telling you, it's so hypocritical when people say things like, oh, it's disgusting that, like, these gacha games have objectify women, but then Love and Deep Space exists where you literally have a man, like, undressing and basically porking your female character. Like, it's fine, guys. It's called equality. It's not that big of a deal. Let people goon out if they want to.
The same people who have spent the last decade lecturing everybody else about this exact thing, just in reverse. Once again, rules for thee, but not for he. Now, before we get into the details, I do need you to understand the scale of what has actually been happening. We are talking countless fan edits with millions of
him like thrusting into the door and then, oh my god, I actually saw a woman reacting to this. I think she was a streamer. Yeah, she was like, oh my god, I'm about to blow!
Use Leon fan cams, the art, so much art, cosplays, gym motivation posts, men saying Leon has inspired them to get in shape, which is really cool actually. Shirtless Leon.
Women need to take notes. There's a big movement of women that are like, no, gross, we don't want women to have big boobies and thin waists. How about you motivate yourself?
Leon mods, Leon dad, and mustache mods, all well and all good. But then the professionals started to jump in, and I might have started getting a little better. Kotaku published a piece called Leon Scott Kennedy, I'm on prep.
What's prep? P-R-E-P. It's what? P-R-E-P. Highly effective daily pill or bi-monthly injection for HIV-negative individuals at risk of HIV. Why? Kenneth Shepard? What is that supposed to mean? Wait, what? Why is that the title of the article? Explain that to me.
I'm still not sure how that one was not only approved, but actually published, where the writer describes deliberately keeping Leon on low health just to hear his pained grunts and how his own pants are, at one point, gone. This is a professional journalist, mind you.
Lady. She had to read that article, by the way, for the integrity of the video. I'm sorry, I think she needs to be compensated or something. That sounds so fucking insane. Having to read that on a fucking article.
And then even Nintendo, the company that treats a single exposed polygon like it's a federal crime, posted on X that Leon is absolutely jacked with a blush face emoji. Capcom posted a thirst edit of him set to Usher's Hey Daddy, Daddy's Home on the official account with the checkmark and everything. I've pretty much seen it all at this point.
It's okay to sexualize men because men are bad. Women, they need to be protected, guys. Hot women don't exist. We have to bubble wrap them. Remember Stellar Blade and all the crazy ass insane ass journalist saying that, oh, Stellar Blade has Gooner mod. No, we can't have that.
I think brands posting, journalists posting, everyone posting the highest levels of sexy thirst for Leon. Even his own voice actor had some things to say, but I will touch on that in just a bit.
That's fine.
Now,
that's fine, but let guys goon out then. Let them goon out.
To be clear, this is nothing against Leon at all, or against the celebration of attractive characters. You guys know I am all for attractive characters, and I love Leon. I think he is a legitimately great character, and it is so refreshing to see such a strong male lead finally get celebrated again. And with the way Capcom was moving up to this game's launch, all of this was to be expected. I also expected cosplayers would have a heyday when I came across this Easter egg of Rebecca Chambers stashed away in the library by Albert Wesker, which somebody responded on a parody Wesker account with a formal statement that genuinely made me laugh out loud. But I can honestly say I was not expecting Victor Gideon thirst content. Yes, I had to put my phone down after that and went and stood in my yard.
Fat
for
Wesker
a few
is
minutes.
me, bro.
But
That's
while
so
I was
good.
outside getting some air, I got to thinking, imagine
Fat
if a
Wesker.
female character got this treatment at this scale.
No.
Imagine Kotaku published Jill Valentine, I'll wear a condom. Imagine PlayStation posted a thirst edit of Lara Croft.
No. It would be even worse. It's like, I need to go to the store to get some condoms because Jill Valentine is super hot. I'm sorry, that prophylactic, whatever the fuck, prep that the person was on writing it, that's sick. That's so weird. I can't, like, okay, maybe a down bad Twitter post, I think I could understand because people post dumb shit on Twitter all the time, but a fucking journalist? You don't hate them enough. You really don't.
Set to Justin Timberlake's Sexy Back, or Nintendo highlighting Bayonetta's curves with a wink face emoji. You know, I actually can't imagine it because you and I both know exactly what would happen. We know because we have watched it happen for at least a decade. There was this wave of critics and activists who looked at the gaming audience, an industry that was largely built by
Gooner Game of the Year! 41% smut! Mods! You can't have mods in your Gooner game! Guys! Gamers are gooners! It's okay! It's okay for me to goon, but it's not okay for men to goon! Men are gross! Arrgh. Shut up.
for men, and basically said, the characters you like are a problem. The women you find attractive, that's immature, regressive, and a moral failing. And this, unfortunately, was not just one person yelling into the void. This was all over
it was
gaming
everywhere.
media.
I
Full
talked about
coverage,
it.
speaking invitations, developer consultations, and it got so loud that not only did studios start listening, they started hiring these people, and it has become the norm. Which
And now they're firing them, and they're going back to McDonald's, as God intended. Thank fuck for that, by the way.
For example, is how we see something like the devs of 1348X Photo so casually respond to this tweet about their characters saying, why would you expect women to necessarily be attractive?
I genuinely don't know what to say. What do you mean by that? Yeah, make all women ugly in your eyes? Like, it was, what gender was that person that wrote that? What gender? Oh, it was X-Voto? I thought that was just a random account. Oh, that makes so much sense. I did not see who wrote that. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, your game's cooked. That's why.
Would you expect women to necessarily be attractive?
Why not?
Happy launch day.
Happy launch. Welcome home.
Way. So for the
I need
better
an
part of
ugly
a decade,
bastard
we have
friggin'
watched it happen.
model.
A very loud, coordinated, industry-level push to change female characters in games. They were too revealing, they pushed unrealistic beauty standards, were harmful to the culture. Developer guides started telling studios what female characters should and shouldn't look like. Official company statements were issued. Whole victory poses got pulled because someone wrote a forum post, looking at you, 2016 Tracer,
I will never forgive Blizzard because you want to know what they did? They nerfed Tracer's ass, but then they introduced Juno and a couple of other sexy characters recently. What was the point of that? Oh, that's right. You're virtue signaling. Oh, no way. That's crazy. Who would have thought?
Looking at you, 2016 Tracer. Characters.
Yeah, and then they introduced characters with nice asses again because their game was dying. What a surprise.
Had looked a certain way for decades got softened in their remakes, and the press either applauded or scolded you for noticing. Outfits got covered up, proportions got adjusted. If a new female character showed up looking a little bit too good, she was not celebrated, she was villainized, and a controversy or problem to be solved. These people treated every female character like she was going through airport security. Ma'am, that's a little bit too much cleavage. I'm gonna need you to step aside. Meanwhile, we have seen celebrations of characters like Geralt, Arthur Morgan, Astarion, and most recently, Leon. Thirst traps, shirtless mods, people calling for nudity mods, which is not needed for Astarion, but nobody wrote a developer guide about that. Nobody called it harmful or was concerned about what it said about the industry.
I also remember, this is related but also unrelated, one of the characters from Demon Slayer, I think her name is Mitsuri. She was kind of like a soft, like fan service character because she has like cleavage in her design, and people went absolutely fucking insane. Come on, okay, whatever. Can you open? Okay, I guess Reddit doesn't work today. Anyway, my point is, she has her cleavage showing, right? And people were like, oh, that disgusting person who read and like wrote this manga and drew it is disgusting. Guess what? The mangaka's a woman. Like, a woman made the character. Like, and you're gonna give them shit, and then they have to backpedal and be like, oh my god, it's a pygmy. Yeah, it's a pygmy. She made a character that's hot. Yup.
It's almost like the rules only ever apply to one set of characters.
Different paint.
Super weird. What's even funnier is after years of this, a study actually came out like 2 years ago that said female gamers preferred playing as the hotter female characters anyway.
Yes!
Not the toned down ones. And now those same outlets, those same voices, sometimes the same human beings, who spent years telling developers and gamers what women should and shouldn't look like in games, and in some cases are still writing those pieces, are now sharing pants removal journalism about Leon S. Kennedy. They are telling developers that attractive female characters are harmful to the culture with one hand and gooning to Leon S. Kennedy with the other. I've seen people make jokes about naked Leon mods and it is all ha 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 jokes and celebration.
This happened with the Resident Evil 4 remake too, where they literally had him in nothing but his underwear and just running around. It's cyclical, honestly. Yeah, Bondage Kennedy. Yeah, I know. It was like a banned mod. I think they had to eventually completely remove it.
And yes, please give us more. But somebody makes a body mod for Grace that changes her proportions and suddenly it's disgusting. It's incredibly disrespectful because how dare you, chuds? My goon is
Feminists, we're gonna report this game. Feminists, we goon.
culture. Your goon is jail time.
Really,
and if you needed more proof
really
of this double standard in real time, look no further than the upcoming Lara Croft series. In a recent interview, Sophie Turner made it very clear that her Lara Croft, the same beloved character who does unnecessary acrobatics and fights dinosaurs with pistols, is actually super serious this time, guys. And it's not about her looks at all. Because
that's retarded. Her entire shtick is that she's a hot, attractive young woman. Like, what? That's part of the reason why people even played the game. Do you know how many countless young boys probably gooned to the 5 polygons of Tomb Raider? The game was good itself, right? But like, to top it off, it was an attractive character on the box. Yeah, the triangle titties.
As we all know, of course, serious women can't be hot. Smart girls can't be attractive.
so
around
pointy.
here. Like, this is the Lara Croft we are talking about.
I don't
Someone who
care.
is
At least
actually
make it
intentionally
equal.
designed to be a bombshell, and the actress playing her felt she needed to share a preemptive disclaimer about her character's appearance before nary a single episode has aired. It's like the mainstream
so
reflex to
performative.
downplay female characters' beauty has just been ingrained so deep at this point that it is basically automatic now, even for one of gaming's most iconic female characters. Meanwhile, Leon's voice actor is out here in interviews calling Leon a sex icon and laughing about it, completely at ease, reading the thirst tweets.
I feel like men are just more comfortable, like on average, with like people objectifying them. And that's part of the problem too. This kind of almost always feeds into like, oh, if you're getting groped by a woman, you should like it too. I know this is kind of like off topic, but semi-related. Men, when they get harassed, they take it more in stride, and it sucks because even though it's a bad thing to like harass someone, people like society expects men to just take it, as opposed to women. Obviously, it's like, oh man, you got harassed? That's really bad. You should report it to the police. We're happy for any compliment. Well, I'm like kind of going into the deeper end of that. It's like, I think Asvin talked about this once where he got groped and like nothing happened because he's like, man, that made me really uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna say anything. That type of shit. I think with men, it's also like less acceptable to talk about it if it makes you uncomfortable. Yeah, double standards. Yeah, it sucks.
One journalist followed up with the concern.
That's awful.
Again,
I've
just
never been
think about
groped.
if this were reversed.
Thank
What would be
God.
the response if Jennifer English talked about how Shadowheart was suddenly a sex icon and cheered on all the male gooning? I love you, Jennifer, by the way. But Sophie Turner makes sure to give a disclaimer that nobody asked for or even wanted, while Nick Apostolides calls his character a sex icon and gets celebrated for embracing it. Just like Leon, Lara Croft has built a 30-year legacy on being smart, dangerous, and intentionally beautiful all at the same time. She does not owe anyone a disclaimer for that, and neither do...
Damn, the only time they covered up her tummy was in this one and in this one. Well, this one is kind of a full bodysuit. Yeah, all the other ones are her tummy. Wait, this one too. One, two, wait, oh, these are, never mind. Okay, never mind. I was like, did they actually not keep her that consistent? Dude, the polygons on the Tomb Raider look like tummies to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fuck! Son of a bitch!
So many of our other beautiful female characters. Neither did Ada
fell for
Wong,
it.
neither did Jill Valentine, neither did Bayonetta, who, by the way, was designed by a woman and beloved by many women who were...
I've seen on Twitter that people call her a gay icon. Yeah, there's like gay men that enjoy her.
At one point told they were too damaged to know what was actually good for them. But the disclaimers and criticisms only ever travel in one direction, and we all know why. Now, this actually brings me to the other half of RE9, Grace. Now, I want to be super clear, okay? I genuinely love Grace. I think Angela's performance is incredible, the writing is beautiful, and she's probably one of my favorite additions to the RE universe. But even with all of that, as someone who tries to carefully pick my battles, I've still got to call out Capcom's elephant in the room with this one. Grace is a pretty feminine character. She is so layered and engaging, and I honestly enjoyed every second of her being on my screen. And if she existed in a vacuum, I probably would leave this one alone. But she doesn't exist in a vacuum. She exists in the same game as Leon that got every possible detail obsessed over. And she exists in a franchise with Jill, Claire, Ada, and even Mommy Domitrescu. And when you put her next to all of that, it is just painfully obvious how Capcom failed her. Not because she is a bad character, not because of her story or how she complements Leon perfectly, but because as the player, I can see so easily exactly how much more she could have been. Her default character design is... it's just plain bad. It is safe, it's bland, and I made the joke several times when playing as her in third person
doesn't stand out
it's
very
almost like I
much.
was staring at a blank piece of paper. She has no shape, no color, it's basically just a gray box. Her design makes me think...
She makes me think of an NPC. I can see where this criticism is coming from too, from a design perspective. Yeah. I can see it. I think her face is fine, her hair's cute and whatever, but like the actual design, I can see how she looks like an NPC, and she kind of doesn't really stand out from the rest of the game. Because like if you think about it, Jill has her blue like iconic, you know, like top and stuff with Claire. She's always got like something red on her. Yeah.
That someone was already worrying about how the real horror of Requiem is actually the male gaze articles, or that it was done by a committee that was scared of how the other committee would approve it. You know, you might have goofed when the cosplay community is kind of all independently making the same adjustments to the standard costume. Crop tops, tank tops, skinny jeans, adding layers, colors, and on and on and on.
Yeah,
Cosplayers will actually always be the final judge.
And again, this isn't sexualized at all. Like, she's completely covered except for her neck, but let me give it a fucking shirt. Like, that looks good too. Like, oh, my thick white Ethan. Okay, then put skinny jeans on her. She looks way better. The jacket looks way better too.
Will actually always be
cosplayers making a better
in my current playthrough. I actually
crazy,
added a crop top mod to Grace, and I have to say it has made it even more fun to play. Now I've got more to say about Grace, but I think I'm gonna save that for a future video talking about all of our wonderful female characters. I think we're on part like 4 now, or 5. Who knows? But
6.
Leon's design shows you what Capcom looks like when they are not afraid. Grace's shows you what happens when they are. Or at least when they choose not to try whatsoever. And I think that's why the response to Leon has been this big. Not just thirst, although obviously, yes, we've talked about that, but also relief. It is like guys and girls all across the internet have let out a huge sigh of relief, seeing that they just might start getting back their heroes. An entire generation of people grew up on these games, and Leon works so well as our male lead because he is him. He is the guy who walks into the worst situation imaginable and handles it. He's smart, capable, brave, a little bit corny in exactly the right way. Men want to be him, women want to be with him. He is the power fantasy and the rescue fantasy all at the same time, and there is nothing wrong with either of those things. There never was, and that is what a great character does when you just let them be great. No committee, no disclaimers, no apologies, just here he is, and look how everyone has responded. Look how hungry everyone was for it. Leon doesn't need to be any less. He is basically just a perfect character.
But again, Twitter won't admit that. They don't want to admit that maybe, just maybe, it's okay for either side to goon. Men gooning bad, women gooning good. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's honestly kind of pathetic. The fact that they tried to make a big deal out of Stellar Blade mods, and then they turn around and literally put Leon into a bondage mods freaking mod where he has his bare ass hanging out is fine.
Now we need the rest of our characters to be elevated to his level. If you made it to the end of this one, thank you so much. I know I was gone for a couple of weeks. Honestly, most of my spare time has been going to revisiting the Resident Evil remakes. But are you playing Requiem? Did you beat it? What are your thoughts? Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.
That was a good video. It's a good video, good video. Everybody says that Resident Evil Requiem is really good. Should play it. Maybe I'll play it sometime. Is necessary male gooning bad, but more I'm jealous this female character is prettier than it will be? No, I disagree, because if you make a post about how much you goon as a woman, you're 90% of the people will be like, oh my god, that's so hot, you go queen, or it's men saying like, oh my god, I love that for you, can you like make it fansly, and like I really want to see it and stuff. But if a guy says like I'm gooning 20 times a day, then it's like, oh, you're a disgusting shut-in, and you probably have cum rags everywhere, and you're probably like a detriment to society. There is absolutely a double standard. Yeah, there absolutely is. I think there is. Yeah. Alright, check out the video.
Fire, 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 fire.